In a world obsessed with being seen, heard, and followed, the words of Pope Leo XIV cut through like a whisper of truth. In his first homily, he echoed the voice of Saint Ignatius of Antioch, who once wrote, "Then I will be a true disciple of Jesus Christ, when the world no longer sees me, only my body." He wasn't being poetic. He was preparing for martyrdom. And yet, in his surrender, we see a deeper kind of strength. A faith that doesn't shout, but transforms. A holiness that doesn't draw attention, but draws people to God. And Pope Leo took that same posture. He spoke not as someone climbing to power, but as someone ready to disappear, so that Christ could be seen more clearly through him. What if that same call is for you? We live in a culture that says, be loud, build a name, prove yourself. Even in spiritual spaces, we can be tempted to perform, to be praised for our virtue, admired for our knowledge, liked for our goodness. But the gospel teaches something radically different. True faith makes space for God to move. It steps back, so he can step forward. It serves quietly, loves humbly, forgives without needing credit. The most powerful believers aren't always the ones with platforms or spotlights. They're often the ones no one notices. The parent who prays in silence. The friend who forgives again and again. The worker who refuses to lie, even when no one's watching. The Pope reminded us that greatness in the kingdom isn't about visibility, it's about availability. It's about becoming small, so Christ can become known. So ask yourself honestly, am I trying to be seen? Or am I trying to reflect something greater than me? Maybe the most sacred thing you can do today is step aside and let him shine through. At the close of his homily, Pope Leo XIV didn't appeal to power or prestige. He turned to Mary. Not just as a figure of tradition, but as the beating heart of humility. As the one who, more than anyone, understood what it meant to disappear so that God could appear. Mary never took the spotlight. She never sought recognition. And yet, the entire story of salvation turned through her quiet yes. Let it be done to me according to your word. In a world that equates strength with control and leadership with dominance, Mary stands as a gentle contradiction. She teaches us that true spiritual power flows from surrender. That holiness is not about how much influence you have, but how open you are to God's will. Her greatness didn't come from what she did, it came from who she allowed God to be through her. The Pope invoked her not as decoration, but as a guide. Because he knew that even the weight of the Church's mission could not be carried without her intercession, without her motherly presence, without her strength wrapped in silence. Maybe you, too, have been trying to carry something heavy. Maybe you've been trying to hold everything together, prove your worth, fix what's broken. But Mary's way is different. She reminds us that faith isn't about performance. It's about trust. It's about saying yes even when you don't have the answers. About staying close to God, even in the dark. About standing at the foot of the cross, not because you understand the pain, but because you refuse to walk away from love. So today, take a breath. Step back. And let Mary teach you how to walk humbly, love deeply, and trust completely. Holiness doesn't need a throne. It just needs a heart that says yes. In his first homily, Pope Leo XIV spoke of a treasure. Not one made of gold or stone, but something far more valuable, the gift of faith entrusted to the Church and to each of us. He reminded us that before we were formed, we were chosen. Not because of our strength, not because of our qualifications, but because God delights in placing holy things into human hands. That includes yours. You carry something sacred. It may not feel like it. Your life may seem ordinary. Your prayers may feel weak. but heaven has placed something eternal inside of you. A light that was never meant to be buried under distraction, fear, or shame. The Pope called us to remember that we are stewards of a mystery. That even in a world of noise and confusion, the presence of God still lives in people who are willing to guard it. Guarding that treasure doesn't mean hiding it. It means protecting it from what would cheapen it. It means refusing to live a divided life. It means returning to prayer when you've grown cold. Choosing integrity when it costs. Saying no to what dims the light within you. You are not just passing through this world. You've been entrusted with something divine. And through you, others may come to see that the sacred still exists. You don't need to be loud. You don't need to be famous. You just need to be faithful. So today, hold close what God has placed in you. Let it grow. Let it guide you. And let it speak through everything you are. If this message touched your heart, subscribe to the channel and stay close to the voice of Pope Leo XIV as we walk together in faith, humility, and light.